Hi Leo, Happy New Year. I hope you guys are doing great. These are going to be general messages for Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for the year of 2020. So guys, I am still going to be breaking out everything as we go month by month. And I'm going to start trying to load more. Right now, I'm entering a break period. Many of you know I'm a professor in a college, and we're entering a break period right now. So I will have a little more time on my hands, but we're going to be breaking down the minutia and the specifics as we progress through 2020, but I do want to just address a couple of big highlights that are going to be happening for Leo this year. And guys, again, you're serious about self-care, work, and health again this year, but there's a building to it. You guys are going to be handling things a lot more holistically, a lot more joyfully. You can be building on the work that you've been doing up until this point, the past couple of years. I mean, you guys have been really focused on this. It's a great, powerful year for you guys, a turning point in these areas. Like something has to change about your day-to-day. Something has to change in your career, and also how you guys are going to be working relationships is going to be changing too. So early in 2020, there's going to be some sort of reality check to deal with that has something to do related to work or health or habits, after which you're going to end up rebuilding, not bigger, but a lot better, just more, just smarter. And in a way that resonates with you greater, that's going to be able to fit into your life a lot better, if that makes sense. So it's a year for making really radical changes to improve your daily affairs and your routines. And your motivation builds to new levels that you may have never experienced before. As Jupiter and Pluto join forces here in your solar sixth house, it's happening for you guys from like March to November. So it's a powerful energy for rebuilding and improving the structures of your life. And check this out. What do we get for your crowning energy is lunar eclipse. This is all about change. All right, so a number of things might happen. The ending or beginning of a transformative relationship, a change in your life path, a job, maybe a change in where you live. Could be a combination of some of these, but whatever it is, it's going to be big. It's going to be abrupt, but it's going to be positive. Right? This is all about adapting a new way of looking at things. And guys, this is what we're talking about with you this year, Leo. Like really your self-care, your work, your relationships are going to be going through a really beautiful, nice boost coming up in 2020. You know, honestly, it really is, because you guys have been more focused working on like your work and your health, a lot more focus in those areas the past couple of years, but now it's going to be turning into really giving more focus and more, with more attention to your relationships, you know. Absolutely. I mean, and a changing of the way you see things, which is the greatest part of all of this, because when you actually shift your focus about things, it's less painful. You're able to align with your reality and your truth better that way in areas that need changing. So I do like that. But whatever the issue is that's going to be changing, it's been brewing for a while. This is not something new, and things are about to just really bubble over. So this could be for some of you a partner or would-be partner who really wants to take the relationship to a new level, or maybe they want you to make some adjustments that would actually end up benefiting you, but maybe you haven't been willing to make the adjustments just because you haven't wanted to, having to do with something within the relationship, but you're going to be seeing things differently. So, and since the moon symbolizes emotions, and you probably already sense what this change is, this is not going to be a complete surprise to you, because this is very much like a moon energy emotion, so you're vibing it deep, you know, in your belly. You already kind of know what it is, but that doesn't mean that the actual inception of it isn't going to be kind of like feel a little forceful, maybe even a little dramatic, you know, throwing you off balance a smidge, you know. And if the situation is something that you've taken for granted and it collapses, then you're just going to need it to start new in that area. But regardless, you should start to see these effects within the next, I'd say, first 6 weeks. You're really going to start seeing things. You know, for the outcome, like the seed to be planted, or actually things to really be pushing forward. I mean, again, this is a cycle. This is a continuation of some sort of cycle, and that's going to be changing though. But everything's going to be, I mean, Leo, honestly, it's about leveling you up. I can't even explain it beyond that. Just in every area, like if you started to work out and change your diet this past year, you're going to just get into a whole more intense workout regime. If you've been thinking about ways of taking better care of yourself this year, and you've been taking baby steps, you're going to feel that really massive jolt of motivation, especially with Mars retrograde from September to November. You guys are just going to be really in a space of figuring out exactly what you need as far as motivation to move forward with everything. I mean, this is just so positive. It really is positive, right? Absolutely. But we're going to I'm going to pull a few different spreads for you guys, and they're called course of action spreads. I really like these. They're simple 4-card spreads, but we get a lot of really good information. And these, I think, are particularly good when we're doing some sort of any kind of predictive pulls, right? So the first one I want to pull is for your relationships. Okay, let's pull for relationships. Okay, messages that Leo should know about what is happening with relationships this year. So we're going to start, the first position is going to be your current core, where you're at right now regarding relationships. This one is something you need to keep your eye out for. Keep an eye out for that 9 of Cups energy. And the third here is the action that you should take part in or bring to yourself in the near future. It makes sense. Actually, a couple of signs are getting this. And then in the outcome position, ooh, we have the shadow side. All right. So, and by the way, you have to understand the outcome position are based on the current energies that we're in right now. You could change the outcome. So we're going to pull on that. We're going to see what we end up getting. But when it comes to relationship, guys, you know, listen, a Jupiter or Neptune aspect is subtle but beautiful for your love life. And this is what we're in right now. Your relationship is really about to get a nice boost. This whole sector in 2020. Still, you know, it's more about practical than romantic gestures this year, with Saturn dividing its time between your work and your partnership sector. So in truth, Saturn is phasing out of your work sector. It's going to leave for good for like the next 29 years, 30 years on December 17th. And Jupiter is newer now in that area of your chart, helping you to enjoy the process, whether it's about work, whatever, building relationship, your wellness program, it doesn't really matter, but Jupiter's in there and is going to be absolutely supporting this this relationship sector as well. And I wanted to start it out with that because you know, for the core here, I have the Justice Reverse card for you. So Leo, I feel like a lot of you are just in this space of just feeling like, man, like the whole relationship deal in my life, you're thinking, has just not been handled very fairly. Like you've just gotten maybe the raw end of the stick, you know, a few too many times is what I'm feeling that a lot of you are doing now. I can tell you the way the year is rolling out, December brings fabulous and practical energy for a new beginning related in partnership. And you're like, December? What? I have to wait that long? But there's a building up to it. It's about commitment. Whatever you choose now, you're all in. And while you've been bringing more maturity to your work and your health in recent years, this energy is shifting towards your key one-on-one relationships. And there are going to be times when this relationship is going to feel really heavy over the next year, coming the years after that, but the potential is high for stepping up and sorting out this area of your life, you know, to just really figure it out once and for all. And I do feel, Leo, that many of you are really not going to be really pursuing deep, deep love initially at the beginning of this year. Right? There are definitely supportive energies that I'm going to mention where those of you who are in committed relationships already, you're going to have some benefit there. But those of you who have no one in your energy field, I'm getting that you're going to meet someone, but it's going to be a slow build. And I think that's really healthy. It's going to be a slow build. And that's why I think that December time is where you're going to be pushed. Leo, I feel like whoever you end up getting involved with this year, for the most part, they're going to be a little more excited about getting into the deeper connection than you are initially. And it's not because you don't want to. It's just because it's a combination of being busy at work, your past hurts, outside issues, dealing with family, health issues, whatever, are going to just take more of a front seat initially. But as the year progresses, that's going to change. So I do just want to tell you that right now. And this is what you need to keep your eyes out for. You need to keep your eyes out for the Nine of Cups energy and don't let it go if it's approaching you. And the Nine of Cups energy is about wish fulfillment, you know? So this is about somebody meeting somebody in your relationship sector that's absolutely going to be a very positive influence in your life. And you don't want to poo-poo it even if you don't feel fully ready. If it's somebody of value, take it slow. Just take it slow. Don't turn them off. Just slow it back. If this has to do with rebuilding a relationship, because I do know a lot of you guys are going to be rebuilding relationships or at least leveling up the relationships that you're in, you don't have to run in and make any like grandiose decisions and act in that moment. But this is about recognizing that you're in the right space and building up towards that. But in order to have this, you can't have this. So this needs to be addressed, this idea of unfairness, okay? And you have Mars is going to be transiting your romance sector from January 3rd to February 15th, like really soon. That's of 2020. And there could be heavy sparks flying. Beautiful. And sometimes challenging, but definitely more exciting. So what I get here is, you know, if you feel like you're in a situation with someone right now, and I'm going to give general messages here because this is a general reading, so I have to apply different circumstances. If you're in a relationship right now and you feel that things just are not being treated fairly at all, consistently, you have to have that conversation. That's a really good energy to have the conversation. Even though it's a Mars transit, you're like, what do you mean? Mars is like the planet of war. Why would he do that? Because it's productive. So even if, you know, even if it's a little difficult and even if the conversation is a little challenging, it all ends up being really, really good. So I do like that. So I definitely recommend that to be happening from like January 3rd to February 15th, right around Valentine's Day. But I feel like whatever conversations are going to be happening, even though they might be a little heated, for those of you in a committed relationship, it's going to end in a really good space. Because you're going to realize that this is the right thing to do. But in order for this justice to turn upright, there has to be fairness. And for you to identify that there isn't fairness means that you're identifying certain elements in your partner within this connection that aren't hitting you right. That where you feel like you're not being respected, you're just not getting your needs met. How about that? You're just not getting your needs met. And that's where the Four of Cups come in. Now, this is the action that you should take in the near future. And this is all about identity. And this kind of spread, this is about you recognizing your role in the relationship, but at the same time, you recognizing very clearly what you're not willing to accept anymore. You're just not willing to accept it anymore. So, you know, this is, and those of you who've been watching me know I call this my checklist card. If they continue to do this, and this, there is no way it can continue in this union. I can't do it. Right? For those of you not in a relationship at all, and you view your past relationships as nothing bigger than unfair, and you just really don't want to keep going back up to that. You know, you just don't want to keep cycling in these negative spaces. You know, you really want to look for that Nine of Cups energy. You really want to look for your wish fulfillment. You got your eyes out, you know, peeled for it and all of that. But the understanding here is that you are laying down the law inside of yourself with what you absolutely don't want. And I always say with these, you have the don't want. Try not to be too solid on the what you do want, because a lot of times you end up closing yourself off to people who can actually be really awesome partners for you. But definitely identify what you don't want, what doesn't work for you. And this is something that you really need to not only identify, but you need to communicate it, right, to the person or potential person, right? I mean, make very clear what's not going to work for you. The outcome position here is the shadow side. Okay, so the shadow side is the devil energy, and this is low vibrational thinking. And this is, I'm getting that this is where you're at right now because of this justice reverse, you know, feeding into the energies that we're currently at. But I feel like you're going to have to go through a time where You know, you're very deeply introspective. You're probably not thinking the most positively about things. I have a feeling you have very good reason to. You know, if you're feeling this justice reverse, for many of you, this can be, you know, losing yourself in other things, you know, in a way as to not to deal. So whatever that means to you, maybe you're partying too much, you're escaping into food, you're escaping into shopping therapy, maybe you're just not being responsible with money, you're just thinking really, really negatively. And that is the shadow side, right? Is that low vibe thinking. And the thing is that sometimes we need to be in that low vibe thinking for a little bit in order to be introspective enough to actually figure things out. Because what is any sort of addiction, or what is that low vibe thing? It's an imbalance, okay? And as the outcome, you're going to be forced, okay, by the energies to actually get in touch with this low vibrational thinking. And I think that it's really, really healthy for you to identify that in order to make the changes that are necessary here in the relationship area. Because it's not going to be easy. Listen, I mean, not for nothing, we still do have these eclipses happening that are going to be shaking things up in your romantic life and in your social life, right? So we do have these things. I mean, this is, you know, because another theme coming out this year is in your social sector. We have, you know, Venus is in this extended stay from April to August, of which May 13th to, I think it's June 25th, Venus is retrograde. And then due to the North Node's visit to this sector, you know, starting May 1st, we have, on May, we get the eclipses there, shaking things up. It's going to be a little challenging there. Yeah, challenging. But great rewards on the other side of it. But there are definitely going to be shakeups here. And it's going to be very hard, I feel like, in the beginning to kind of wake up and have the clarity that you need, that you're going to be having like mid-year. Your eyes are just going to be seeing things so differently, so differently. You're really going to be waking up. You're going to be waking up to true feelings. And guys, I have to tell you, this awakening to new feelings, a lot of you are going to be realizing that you actually have feelings for somebody who you, like right now, consider a friend. Or somebody who you're thinking about in your romantic sector right now. It could be somebody who you're with right now, or somebody who maybe you're on this hamster wheel, in and out, in and out. You're definitely going to be becoming more solid and leveling up and having a deepening of love for this individual after these eclipses. There's definitely a deepening and that beautiful connection on the other side of this. But getting to that point is going to be overwhelming. And I do see, Leo, lots of like low vibe energy. So we have to figure out a way of getting you to really be in touch with this so that you can not hold on to that beautiful Knight of Cups energy. I like it. Yep, Queen of Pentacles reverse. I like that it's reversed. They're beautiful. The High Priest, like it. I like it. Yeah, I mean, listen, the outcome is about you being true to yourself and you acknowledging where there's been injustice in the relationship, where you've been unfair and where somebody has been very unfair to you. So with this outcome energy, I feel like once you really like get in touch with where your thinking has maybe been a little imbalanced and you climb outside of yourself a little bit, I almost have a very hermit vibe about this as well, guys. I have to tell you, like, I feel like it's you trying to process everything, you know, in the deepest level. But then we have the Knight of Cups energy. So the Knight of Cups is somebody's going to come in, or you're going to feel the gumption to go to somebody. It's a court card, so it could be you or someone else. It doesn't really matter. But there's this offering of this new, this love, this connection, and this willingness to really want to deepen things. Queen of Pentacles reverse. I like this reverse because this is you saying, listen, I'm not going to deal with, or entertain any sort of relationship where I don't feel fully respected, fully connected, where, you know, the intimacy is not what I'm looking for, where the social life is really just uneventful and nothing that speaks to me. This is you kind of saying what you need. You know, you not being willing to connect to something that doesn't speak to your highest truth. And that's the Queen of Pentacles reverse says. What's the matter with that? Because here you are, in your spirituality. This is your belief system, the High Priest. The High Priest is all about you redefining what you believe relationships should be, based on where you are now, based on the changes that you have gone through. Because Leo, you've changed a lot. You've changed a lot, Leo, in a lot of different areas. I'm not only talking day to day. I'm not even only talking about health. You are changing the way you see yourself and the way you do your life. There's a lot of change going on. And I feel like a lot of you who don't feel like it now, you are going to be feeling it around the summertime. You really are, because the Cancer Capricorn eclipse is going to be coming to an end. Then we're going to be going into the Cancer Gemini, the Gemini Sagittarius eclipses are going to be happening then. So that relationship is just, it's going to be changing for everybody, but for you, it's like, boom, your eyes are going to be opening and you're going to be seeing things in such a different way. I mean, I really like this. This is really good. This is you acknowledging where you've been unfair, where things have been unfair to you. But you're maintaining some optimism because you got your eye out for that 9 of Cups. And you're going to get it. You're going to get it this year. I could just feel it. But I feel like for a lot of you who are not involved with anybody, it's just going to be like, you're going to like look at a friend and be like, wow, I never realized how cute they were before. Or, you know, I'm realizing that they make me feel so good. And I'm in a space where I just really want to feel so good, you know, something like that. But definitely, those of you in a committed relationship, there's deepening going on here. There's deepening. There's been a lot of heaviness. Those of you in a committed relationship, there's been a lot of weird heaviness. I mean, yeah. It's going to be lightening up. Oh, there's lightening up going on. But I know a lot of you were like, yeah, when? Yeah, well, mid-year. Hold on. Hold on, it's happening. Let Saturn, the great taskmaster, and Pluto, the planet of transformation, and Uranus, the planet of ripping things down, let them all do their thing. Let them play in your chart for the next 6 months. And you're going to see how different everything looks. Well, let's see what kind of energies we could pull for your career. Yeah. A lot of you are going to be a little overwhelmed with choices, actually, in your career. You know? This is a good time to make serious progress, though, Leo. No joke. By 2021, your focus will shift quite drastically towards your social life, loftier goals. But right now, you're definitely laying the groundwork, putting in the effort for something that's really big, that I feel like is going to end up hitting you in 2021, but this year is still going to be really good. But it's like going to be amazing in 2021, like even more. But pace yourself, pace yourself in your job. But you're really going to you're going to be really happy in doing what you're doing. Look at you, the Emperor in your career right now. Rock on. That guy popped out. No, you're going towards the Queen of Cups. I like it. What you need to do. 8 of Pentacles. Nice. You have to work hard. All right, big deal. We're talking about career. High Priestess energy. We're going to pull energies on that. But the High Priestess in reverse is about not being totally in touch with your intuition. So to me, I'm feeling like, Leo, you're going to be thrown a million different choices. Honestly, you're going to be thrown a number of different directions that you can actually potentially go and grow in your career. This is really good. The Emperor is about being in charge of what's happening. You're making things happen for yourself right now. This is really nice. And I don't feel like this is like a right now thing. This is something you've been working towards, and it's just building and it's getting better. Now, for those of you who are not in a satisfying career up to this point, it's you fully identifying what it is that you really want for yourself. And I feel like during this eclipse season, during the time where your eyes are going to be just being swapped out, right, with all of these new visions, you're going to have a very clear vision of where you want to go and what you want to do with your life. If you're not clear right now, if you're not where you are right now, this is a very, very positive energy, because I'm getting right now in the core of you, in your belly, you know exactly what would resonate with you and what wouldn't, even if you're not in that area right now. In other words, if you want to end up changing careers, you know in your gut what you resonate greater with. And this is really a time to plan and, like I said, lay that groundwork. Now, what you're keeping your eye on, the Queen of Cups. You're keeping your eye on what's going to speak most to your heart space. No more doing stuff just for the paycheck. No more doing stuff just because your partner thinks you should, or your family thinks you should, or society thinks you should. This is about you being completely authentic with yourself. There's no doubt about it. There's no doubt. I mean, guys, we are entering... Well, we're finishing up a 34-year cycle. We're entering a new 34-year cycle. There are so many changes going on. We're leaving that earthy pentacle energy that's been going on since the 80s, and we're entering air energy. We're entering a time of air, movement, newness, technology, innovation. There are so many new things going on. Communication, connection. Things that mattered to you a year or two ago are just not going to matter in the same way anymore, Leo. It's just not. It's just not. It's just not going to have the weight of the importance of things is going to be shifting. Now, we have the Eight of Pentacles, the action that you should take in the near future. I love this. The Eight of Pentacles is about training. It's about putting in the work. It's maybe not the most fun energy. It's like the space where you're in when you're saving a lot of money to buy a house, right? But you're working enough to make the money to do that. But you might not have all the money left over that you'd really like to maybe go on a few vacations or, buy all those things that you'd like. You have what you need, and you're working very diligently towards building. This is like after the Seven of Pentacles, which is the starting of a new cycle. You pass that. You're in it. You're doing the work. You're putting your dues in, and you're building. You're moving forward. You're moving it forward. Lots of ideas coming in. Beautiful, creative energies are hitting you at this time. I mean, that's amazing. So just put that work in. Don't be afraid to work hard for something, and I don't even feel like it's really going to even feel like hard work for you, Leo, honestly. With the way your sky looks, you're going to really enjoy what you're doing. You're going to be working a lot, but you're going to be loving it. So, I mean, that's really beautiful. The High Priestess, right? I mean, in the reverse, this is you just maybe not all the time trusting yourself, like, oh my God, everything is going amazing. Amazing. Lots of choices. And you're afraid of not making the right choice. Because I feel like a lot of you have made various choices in the past that maybe didn't serve you the best. When in the moment, when you made it, it was the right choice for you to make. But it didn't end up working out. And sometimes that ends up making us a little, trepidatious to actually jump headfirst into something. I was going to pull three, but the fourth one came out. Okay, so yeah, I was just want to get a little explanation of why you feel like this. Yeah, so the Hangman energy means that you are kind of in, I'm not going to call it an analysis paralysis mode, but you're deeply thinking about everything that's being offered to you. And the Wheel of Fortune reverse just indicates you being afraid, that's the Wheel of Fate. And you're just afraid to leave things up to fate. You want to be in control. You want to be in control, in charge. You want to have a lot of say. And you might feel like you don't have a lot of say. And I do have to mention, when it comes to work this year, I didn't mention before, so something that I'm just remembering from when I was looking at your energies, is group work is going to be a big deal this year. And the thing is, with group work, this may mean, Leo, that you're not going to get as much maybe of the recognition that you would like, which might not be totally comfortable for you, but just deal with that, only because it's going to end up bringing something really great. And I feel like that might be a little bit of a struggle for you, because you very much want to be in control. Okay? Now, again, we are in the career sector here, but I feel like a lot of you might be dealing with some sort of work situation. This could be a colleague, a boss, a business partner. that is doing something that's making you feel a little uncomfortable, and you're thinking back to past work situations that you were in that maybe, you know, how can I say, that you want to bring into this current situation with your career. This is beautiful, reflecting back to your past. This is not negative at all. This is beautiful. Now, for many of you, this also indicates you reconnecting with somebody who you used to work with, and you're going to take on a project in a new and a different way. This is entirely positive, though. It's just tapping back into the past in some way to bring it into the future. And then we have the Two of Cups. The Two of Cups is reverse here. So the Two of Cups is a great energy to have, though, for career. In the reverse, it indicates that you guys are not seeing eye to eye. So this could have to do with an employer, an employee, a business partner, anybody who, you know, that you're connecting with. And but what's good here, though, and let's remember why we like reversals. It just highlights what needs extra attention. And because we're energetic beings and we have free will, we have the energy and the ability, if we want to turn this upright. Okay? So this is going to be about compromise, empathy, and really good listening skills. There's got to be a lot of good communication going on here. Okay? Because I get that this is a very, very beautiful kind of situation. I'm getting very much the group work vibe here. You're going to be a little challenged, so release the reins a little bit, though, for sure. That's a little challenging for Leo, because Leos do really like to be in charge, because quite frankly, you're very good when you're in charge. I mean, you know, but this is a new you. This is a new era. This is a new leveling up, a new phase that you're entering into in your work. So it's going to be about loosening the reins a little bit, still being in control of you know, your lane, so to speak, but definitely getting you guys tapping into something from your past, a person, a situation, something. And then you guys are just going to have to work through any differences as you try to, you know, look, that's always group work. That's always group work, you know? It's always group work. Two of Cups, reverse, having to do with group work. I'm laughing a little bit because, you know, in my classes, I do a lot of intense group work, right, with my students, and it's interesting to me how this semester I had a lot of issues with that because everybody wants to be in control of everything. You know, it's just always like that with group work. Yes, but look what's going to come out of that. Beautiful. Not mad at the devil here. Not mad at the devil here. Okay, so we have the Ten of Pentacles as the outcome. I mean, come on. You're going to be very successful, Leo, okay? This is a great connection. There's a lot of success here. This is really beautiful. Now, the devil energy is here, I'm getting, because this is a reminder to you, keep your ego in check. Keep your ego in check. Because on the other side, we have the Queen of Pentacles. And you're going to end up, if you feel like you don't have enough control of a situation, just understand that if you just put your ego on the shelf, right, and you maintain any sort of level-headedness, team spirit, all of that kumbaya nonsense, right, be a part of something. Even if you're an isolated entrepreneur, you're still going to need services. You're going to really reach out, allow people to help you move yourself forward. Because if you do, you're going to end up with the Queen of Pentacles energy for yourself, for your life. And this is beautiful. This is about having all the resources that you need to move your life forward, to travel, to pay your bills, to do all that you want to do. And you're going to feel really solid in your connections in this energy. So it just make sure you don't let your ego run amok. And, you know, listen, that's hard for everybody, not only Leos. I mean, I think Leos kind of get a bad rap for that because you guys are supposed to be like the, you know, heavy ego, you know, you and the Aries energy. But everybody's got ego, for goodness sake. And there's nothing wrong with that. Egos are totally healthy. We just don't want it to become an imbalanced kind of thing where we want to take all the credit, we want to rule the show, and we want to do all of that. We need people. And this is a time, Leo, your career is going to explode. I'm telling you, it's going to be so beautiful. But as you're laying this groundwork, lean on people. Let them help you. Give them credit where credit is due. Let yourself appreciate their ideas and even implement them and take credit for it. Because it's like this this process that you're going through. So I really do like this for you. Leo, that is what I have for you 2020. These are the big things. There's a lot more. We got Aquarius transits happening. Lots of stuff that we're going to hit as we go along. But I just thought it was fun just to do, would be fun to do a quick read of the overall energies of the year. And I will be seeing you next week to do the month of January reads. Okay, until then, Happy New Year, guys, even though I'm going to see you next week, but happy New Year anyway, a little bit early. All right, you guys take care. Till next time. Bye-bye.